Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I'm here on a FaceTime call with Drew Cooper. Hey Drew.
Hey, how's it going?
You guys recognize Drew from my big trip to Napa where we were doing a lot of interesting speed work and everything. And today was a really exciting day, not only because it was the day that Phil Mickelson won his most recent major, but today, Drew, you did something pretty cool. You had your first ever what? Your first ever what kind of event did you do?
The long drive contest.
Cool. So had you ever done a long drive contest before other than just like at a scramble or something like that?
No.
Okay, cool. So we saw Drew, you did really great. You did like you had, let's just go through a little bit of the thing that as I was watching it all day that surprised me the most was just how many shots you hit in the day. Like you hit a lot of shots. And I remember when I was out there in Napa, we hit like probably 60 balls each, and you were tired then. So I was thinking as the day went on, and each time your adrenaline's probably like spiking really high and then going really low and then having to spike again. What was the thing that surprised you the most about the day of competition?
Well, two things. One, how fast the hitting times are. Like the 2 minutes 30 seconds feels very fast. But then how long the day was. Like you said, like I think it was 4 rounds of 6, 5 rounds of 6, the round of 16, round of 8, round of 4. So like you're talking 6 balls for 10 sets plus warm-ups.
So currently sitting solo first is Press Labrie with 400 points, followed by Justin James and Colton Casto at 300. Ryan Riesbeck and Drew Cooper with 250.
So Drew, we'll just cut to the chase because I'm sure everybody's wondering. Drew did really well he did kind of, in my estimation, kind of got off to like a bit of a flat start and then started doing really well like into the second and third set, and then did just amazingly well and ended up finishing in the final 4. And you went up. So let's skip to the match that took you into the final 4. So you got into the 16, the round of the round of, let's talk about the round of 8 that you hit the ball 388 in that one. So what were you feeling going into that? Who was your opponent then before?
Rob Titmeyer.
Okay, so that's a name. So a lot of these guys are names that are in the ranking for World Long Drive, like ranked players, and that's a name that I've heard before. So how were you feeling during that set?
So by the time I got there, I was pretty tired. I was lucky that the seniors went between us finishing the sort of like, what do you call it? Not the qualifying rounds, but sort of the build up to getting the 16 and then the 8. So we got a break, which probably helped me. And the adrenaline didn't really kick in the qualifying for me until it was one-on-one. And once it was one-on-one, it sort of like got a little juice of energy. So I was lucky for both those things, the break and the adrenaline bump. But one of the weird things was the wind. The wind was sort of picking up and dropping and picking up and dropping. So like I had a 434-yard ball sometime during qualifying. But then I busted one 380. And so I was worried. I was sitting there thinking, if the wind kicks up at all, you could easily fly that. And so you're kind of sitting there hoping almost that the wind stays the same for both of us, so that it's sort of equal. And so I got lucky that it was flat wind because Rob hit the ball that's low. So I sort of fly it a long ways and it stops, which was a benefit to me. So I don't know. I was thinking I was going to get beat the whole day. I thought for sure I was going to get beat every round. It was just a trip. It was weird to win matches repeatedly, I guess.
Yeah, and then you got into the final 4, and then you went up against a well-known name, probably the number 2 name that people would know in long drive, Justin James, especially because he won the world championship, I think, 3 years ago. And so going up against Justin, would that start to be like another level for you of nerves, or at that point were you basically maxed out anyway?
No, that was by far like had trouble teeing up a ball. Just like, I think I was swinging so much faster that I had a hard time hitting the ball solid. And that was the biggest issue. So I think I was up to 149 miles an hour club head speed, but I just couldn't hit the ball solid because it was so different feeling, which was the problem. And then he, like, I don't know if you watched that stat. His first 3 were OB. I think I got one out there in like 370 or something.
Yeah, I think 380. I think like 381 or something. Yeah.
381, okay. And then he got up and he hit his first 2, or excuse me, the 4th and 5th ball of OB. And then his 6th and final was literally like on the line at 401.
Yeah. It was like 1 inch. We'll see in the video. It's like 1 inch from the line. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like right there. But he deserved it. Like, he was hitting it hard on the warm-ups. He definitely hit it. Like, even those balls were OB, they were hit harder than mine. So he deserved it. But it was fun.
Well, comparing this to what we did with Milo, how wide was the grid there in Mesquite?
60 yards.
Okay, so what we did with Milo is not, it was 40 or 50?
15 yards either side, I guess, right? 45 feet.
Oh, that's right. 40. Yeah, right. So yeah, it was really, yeah. Okay. So this, now, do you think that doing that at all helped you at all? Or did you, I mean, is it just totally different?
Well, I mean, it's totally different because you're not, like, there's no cumulative score. It's just bomb and hope you get 1 or 2 in play.
So what was your, let's go through some numbers. So did you hit a fastest ever club head speed for you?
Yeah, 149 point something.
So that's your fastest ever?
Yeah, by far. I think that's 3 or so miles an hour faster than
just from the adrenaline. And then what was your best ball speed today?
I think it was 216.
Wow, really? So that's your best by like 3 miles an hour?
4 or 5 miles an hour. Yeah.
Wow, 216. So because I noticed that I think Justin's winning drive against you was 219. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. So he
had,
I mean, he hit it 401, and there wasn't much wind helping in that.
Right, it was like a legit 401.
Yeah, he totally deserved to win.
Yeah. So, but I'm just thinking like, okay, so you at this point were, 216, one of the best in the world. Like I'd say a top 3 player is 219. We know for sure that by the time the world championship comes, Justin will probably be in the 220s. Everybody on the broadcast is always talking about the 220 club, and I know you've been talking about 225 for a long time. Where's going into future events? Where's your level of confidence to continue the trajectory of improvement? Do you think this will only serve to get you more motivated, or how do you feel going forward?
Yeah. I think like I was shocked I was this fast because I spent a week on the road for work. So we were in Denver installing swing catalyst, and there was no gym that was open. The food wasn't that good. I didn't sleep well. So like I was coming into this thinking I was just going to get whooped. I thought I was going to be slow. So I have a lot of positives to take away in that if I can go into the next event having trained at home, slept at home, eaten good food, I think I've got a much better shot at doing better.
Mm-hmm. And then, so are you going to do the next event in Colorado in June, do you think?
I'm not sure. I'll have to look at the schedule and like talk to my wife and figure it out. But today, since I entered as an amateur, I got $750 credit towards another event. So. Oh,
okay. So you're still able to play in the Mid-Am and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And then, because I was wondering about that. If you weren't an amateur, what would you have cashed in this event?
Like $1,200.
Okay. So it's not a total killer that you didn't. Yeah. That you didn't. All right. So you have money to spend in their pro shop, so to speak. Okay. So that's like mindset wise and like whoop wise how you'll get better. Training wise, what kind of tweaks are you gonna bring to the game from now on? Do you think, especially like after talking to Justin face to face? I know you've communicated with him online, but after talking to him face to face, what do you think you're gonna change in like your training in the gym or like on your track map?
Yeah, so we didn't talk much about that, but just from my own feelings, like I need to hit more balls. I needed, like, surprisingly, my hands, forearms, were towards the end of the morning qualifying round.
Yeah.
It's pretty intense in that, like, you can get, like, there's a couple rounds where I hit my 6 balls and then immediately went and hit another 6 and then took a group off and then hit another 6.
Yeah,
So
it looked like your thumb was bothering you or something because you kept going like this and something
yeah,
looked.
so I had taped it and then the tape fell off, but I've got blisters everywhere. Like, I've got a pretty good blister on the thumb, a couple on the hands. So the hands need to be stronger. I need to have tape. I need to bring food with me. Like, I just all sorts of stuff that I just messed up. Having it, being it first time.
Give us some ideas of some, because I know you're thinking already of some hand strengthening ideas, not only to make your hand muscle stronger, but just like kind of the leather on your palms, like a little tougher too, right?
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to swing the 48-inch driver far more often. Like, I probably swing it 6 sessions total before this event. I need to swing it like 3 sessions a week,
Okay.
2 to 3 sessions a week, just to get used to like how it. I don't know how to explain it. It's so long and heavy that it sort of expends a force on your body that's not the same as a little light driver.
Yeah.
So I think I need to get used to that, just hitting balls. And then the other one is I'll do a little bit more directed. I've done some stuff. I think I posted on it's like a sledgehammer I use for forearm work.
Oh yeah, like twisting it this way and that way. Yeah.
So I'll do a lot more of that just to, like, I don't even want to call it strength. It's just endurance. Like, the hands were just exhausted.
Yeah.
So I was shocked.
Well, thanks for spending this time with it. There's literally Drew finished the round, and then drove to the hotel, had dinner, and then got on the phone with us. So we really appreciate it, and we look forward to doing some more stuff with you. I know we're talking about possibly doing something. Milo's trying to talk to the guys at Silverado about doing an event up there. So we'd love to have you up there, and in July. So stay tuned, everybody, about that. And so give us some final thoughts about golf-wise. Is there anything you can learn from what you did here that might help you in some of the amateur tournaments that I know you signed up for coming up? Or is it just such a different animal?
No, it's an interesting one because I think I was talking to Josh about this, about how competition gets your adrenaline going, and it's like a speed building, a speed training thing in and of itself. So, like, I don't think I would ever hit 149 outside of competition. So that sort of, like, ceiling pushing, I think, is going to help my golf swing be cruising with control at a higher speed.
Yeah.
And I was hitting cuts all day. So that
you were, really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
did you ever get in a situation where you had hit every ball OB except for your very last ball?
No.
Oh, that's good.
That was my biggest strength. My ball flight, just the shape. So, like, the trajectory and spin, and the amount of balls I put in the grid was like a big. So, like, I'm not the fastest guy there, but I think I hit the ball as well as anybody there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Big difference.
All right. Thanks for talking to us, Drew. Really appreciate it. Look for Drew for some more Be Better Golf stuff that's coming up in the future. And if you want to see him right this minute or connect with him about the stuff that he's doing, go to his Instagram is the best way to see what Drew is up to.
D_Cooper86.
That's right, D_Cooper86, and you can see him there. All right, thanks for talking to us, Drew. Enjoy your rest.
All right.
Well deserved. See ya. Bye.
Yes. Bye.
So here we go into our semi-final match between Drew Cooper and Justin James. Justin James will be hitting first, hitting the green ball. So Justin steps in for his first ball. Starts down the left side with a little bit of a draw and
Turns left, OB left. So, had some good numbers there. Just shut the face to that, but 11.6 on the launch, 219 ball speed, 1900 spin. So, can't argue with that. Just need to get it in the grid. Looks to be set up a little left. Maybe he's trying to hit a little fade or something here. He's on the tee box and trying to, all these players try to make small adjustments as they're firing based on what the wind's doing. But as I look out at the banners, the Callaway banners here on the back of the tee box don't seem to be doing anything. They're kind of limp. But banners downrange are pretty much laying still as well. So he's still looking at that left corner. Starts it right up the left side and hooks it left again. So 153, 220.6 on the ball speed, 1700 spin, but I just got the face a little bit closed, and kind of reminds me of a shot he hit last year at OSPS headquarters against Landon Gentry. He looked down that left side and hit a little pull cut right in the back left corner, 407 yards, I think. Pretty big ball that day on the grid, so that may be what he's looking here at doing. So Drew steps in. He's looking left center as well. Hits it up the left side and turns it over, hooks it OB left. So he'll have to regroup here. Outstanding performance by Drew, no matter what the outcome here is. First event, and made it all the way down to the Final Four. Hits that ball down the middle. Great ball flight. 12-degree launch at 210 ball speed. 2400 spin rate. And we'll wait for the call back. 381 yards is what we got back from the grid workers. Sets up, hits his net down the left side and hooks it OB left. So 212 on the ball speed there. 212.9. So he's got a mark. So we'll see how Justin makes an adjustment here. And that was a tongue twister by me. So 381 yards is the mark that Justin has to best here. So got 3 balls to do it with. See what kind of adjustment he makes here. If he sticks with the left shot or flips it over to the right side. Well, he sets up a little further out of bounds, so it looks to me like he's going to try to go with the pull cut, if I had to guess, because he's excuse me, he's really lined up over there. Kind of blocks that down the middle, cuts OB right. So that's right at our boom tower down there. So that almost looked like a grid seeker swing from Justin. So 149.7. I'm not saying he swung slow. I'm just saying he looked like he was maybe guiding that just a little bit. That ball's down the left side and turns over and goes OB left again. So .219.8 on the ball speed there. That he's setting up left side. Turns it loose, gets that right down the left side, and it's kind of staying there. This is going to be really close to the line. 151 club. 219.3 is the ball.
This ball is almost touching the line. Holy cow, that's close.
Callback is 401 from the grid workers. So he hit that right in that corner where he'd been lined up all 6 balls and pulled it off. So hats off to him. He stuck to his game plan and finally got it going. And we get a one-hander out of Drew Cooper down the left side. Rob, you say that ball was touching the line on the out of bounds or the?
Oh no, it was in.
Yeah.
100%, it was in.
No, I'm talking about the line. Not saying it was out of bounds. I'm saying you got it on camera.
Yeah, we were
That's
able
pretty cool.
to pick it up, and it was. Couldn't tell if it was touching, but it was close.
Right at 4. I mean, it's 401, but I know what you're saying. It's right on the edge because I saw that ball. It was like a laser beam when it come out of here. So, and Drew's on his last ball here. So, reason needs to get a good one. He gets a high ball down the middle, drawing. Looks to be OB left. So, yeah, Justin's going to take that match and go to the finals. So, there we go. Justin makes it back to the finals and takes down Drew Cooper. Stellar performance from Drew today. And great ball there by Justin James in the end.